So today is a Kamiga Ekadashi, and today is the very auspicious, the first Ekadashi of Chadurmas. As you all know, the significance of Chadurmas. Chadurmas is Lord, the Supreme Lord, um, Supreme Lord. Then take the in the Yoga Nidra. Of course, Lord is in the Yoga Nidra, but these 4 months, Lord actually then enact also a pastime known as Lord goes to Yoga Nidra. And that's why we can see that in the nature there is lot of rain and so many things happens. You can see that the differences. So but Lord is in the Yoga Nidra, that means Lord is not in the sleep of slumber or something like that. So today is that very auspicious Ekadashi, and if anybody do any kind of little services, devotional service to the Supreme, that would yield a very good results or purify themselves in in the path of devotional service. So thank you so much. Let me share the screen so that we can begin the class.
Let's welcome His Grace Simhesvara Prabhuji for giving us wonderful class. Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo.
Thank you, Mataji. Let me correct this. The verse number is 6, Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, and then 628, correct? Yeah. Okay. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. So please fold your hands. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Shiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devi Saraswati Vyasam
Tado Jayamudiraye
Tato Jayam Mudiraye
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Nashtaprayeshu Abhareshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavatam Sevaya
Bhagavati Uttama Sloke
Bhagavati Uttam Sloke
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtigim.
Bhaktir
Bhavati
Bhavati
So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, verse number 28. So you can repeat after me. Yunjanevam sadatmanam
Yunjan evam sadatmanam
yogi vigadagalmashaha
Yogi Vigata Kalmasha
sukhena brahma samsparsham
Sukhena Brahma Samsparsham
atyandam sugamashnude
Atyantam Sukham Ashnute
Yunjanevam sadatmanam
Yunjan evam sadatmanam
yogi vigadagalmashaha
Yogi Vigata Kalmasha
sukhena brahma samsparsham
Sukhena Brahma Samsparsham
atyandam sugamashnude
Atyantam Sukham Ashnute
yunjanevam sadatmanam
Yunjan evam sadatmanam
yogi vigadagalmashaha
Yogi Vigata Kalmasha
sukhena brahma samsparsham
Sukhena Brahma Samsparsham
atyandam sugamashnude
Atyantam sukham ashnute.
Please recite if anybody would like. Mataji's.
युञ्जनेवं सदात्मानं
Yunjanevam
Yunjanevam
sadatmanam
sadatmanam.
योगी विगते कल्मषः
yogi
Yogi
vigata
vigata
kalmashaha
kalmasha.
सुखेन ब्रह्म संस्पर्शम्
sukhena
Sukhena
brahma
brahma
samsparsham
samsparsham.
अत्यन्तं सुखम् अश्नुते
atyandam
Atyantam
sugam
sukham
ashnude.
ashnute.
Sachi Mata, can you go?
Yunjan evam sadatmanam.
Yunjanevam
युञ्जन्नेवं
sadatmanam
सदात्मानं
Yogi vigata kalmasha.
yogi
योगी
vigata
विगते
kalmashaha
कल्मषः
Sukhena brahma samsparsam.
sukhena brahma
सुखेन ब्रह्म
samsparsham
संस्पर्शम्
Atyantam sukham ashnute.
atyandam
अत्यन्तं
sugam ashnude.
सुखमश्नुते
Please go ahead.
युञ्जन्नेव सदात्मानं
Yunjan
Yunjanevam
evam
sadatmanam
sadatmanam.
योगी विगतकल्मषः
yogi
Yogi
vigata
vigata
kalmashaha
kalmasha.
सुखेन ब्रह्म संस्पर्शम्
sukhena
Sukhena
brahma
brahma
samsparsham
samsparsham.
अत्यन्तं सुखमश्नुते
atyandam
Atyantam
sugam
sukham
ashnude.
ashnute.
Please, anybody else? Please go ahead. Today is Ekadashi. It's good to recite Bhagavad Gita verse. Anybody else would like to recite?
युञ्जम् एवं सदात्मानं
Yunjanevam sadatmanam
योगी विगतकल्मषा
yogi
Yogi
vigata
vigata
kalmashaha
kalmasha.
सुखेन ब्रह्मा संस्पर्शम्
sukhena
Sukhena
brahma
brahma
samsparsham
samsparsham.
अत्यन्तं सुखमश्नुते
atyandam sugam ashnude.
Ashnute.
Anybody else? Vimal Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Yunjan evam sadatmanam
Yunjan
Yunjanevam
evam
sadatmanam
sadatmanam.
yogi vigata kalmashaha
yogi
Yogi
vigata
vigata
kalmashaha
kalmasha.
sukena brahma samasprasham
sukhena
Sukhena
brahma
brahma
samsparsham
samsparsham.
etantam sukham asnute.
atyandam
Atyantam
sugam
sukham
ashnude.
ashnute.
Anybody else? Okay. So we'll go word by word meaning, synonyms. Yunjan,
Yunjan.
engaging in yoga practice.
Engaging in yoga
yoga
practice.
practice.
Evam,
एवं
Evam
thus,
Thus,
tada,
tada,
tata
always,
always,
atmanam,
आत्मानं
atmanam,
the self,
the
the
self,
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 yogi,
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 one who is in touch with the supreme self,
one
one
who's
who is
in
in touch
touch
with the
with the
supreme
supreme
self,
self,
vigada,
vigata,
freed from,
freed from
kalmashaha,
kalmasha,
kalmasha,
all material contamination,
all
all
material
material
contamination,
sukhena,
sukhena,
sukena,
in transcendental happiness,
and
in
transcendental
transcendental
happiness,
happiness,
brahma samsparsham,
Brahma
Brahma
Samsparsham,
samsparsham,
being in constant touch with the supreme,
being
being
in
in
constant
constant
touch with
touch
the Supreme,
atyandam,
Atyantam,
Atyantam,
the highest,
the
the
highest,
highest,
sukham,
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 happiness,
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 ashnude,
Ashnute,
attains.
attains.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Translation. Thus the self-controlled yogi,
Thus the
thus the
self-control yogi,
self-controlled yogi,
constantly engaged in yoga practice,
constantly
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 engaged in
engaged in
engaged
yoga
in
yoga
yoga
practice,
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 becomes free from all material contamination,
becomes free from all material contamination,
and achieves the highest stage of
and achieves the highest stage of
perfect happiness in transcendental loving service to the Lord.
perfect happiness in transcendental loving service to the Lord.
I would read again. Thus the self-controlled yogi,
Thus, the self-controlled yogi,
constantly engaged in yoga practice,
constantly engaged in yoga practice,
becomes free from all material contamination
becomes free from all material contamination,
and achieves the highest stage of
and achieves the highest stage of
perfect happiness in transcendental loving service to the Lord.
perfect happiness and transcendental loving service to the Lord.
Purport. Self-realization means knowing one's constitutional position in relationship to the Supreme. I'll read again. Self-realization means knowing one's constitutional position in relationship to the Supreme. The individual soul is part and parcel of the Supreme, and his position is to render transcendental service to the Lord. This transcendental contact with the Supreme is called Brahma Samsparsha. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshumudamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna. So this is a very one of the very important statement that Krishna is revealing here in this verse. So Krishna is saying a self-controlled yogi, constantly engaged in yoga practice, becomes free from all material contamination and achieves the highest stage of perfect happiness in transcendental loving service to the Lord. So Lord Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is using a wonderful verse and words here. The one is mentioned that Vigata Kalmashaha, free from the material contamination. The next is Atyandam Sukham. That means the highest happiness, the perfect happiness or the highest, Atyandam. That means it's beyond the limitations, beyond this material conception, Atyandam. Adi, Andam, that's what is called Atyandam. Two words, Adi means it's beyond, Adi. And there is no limit. Andam means limit. Adi, Andam means there is no limit for that happiness. So that's called Atyandam, Sukham. Then the another word is actually here, Brahmasparshanam, the being in constant touch with the Supreme. So let us discuss a little bit that who can attain this stage. So the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna in this entire chapter from the beginning, Dhyana Yoga, is very nicely progressing and how one can progress into the transcendental loving service to the Supreme, or how one can attain the Samadhi, the state of Brahma Bhuta state, or Brahma Sparshanam state, or Brahma Bhuta state. So there are many words like that. There is a Brahma Bhuta, Brahma Sparshanam, Brahmanandam, Brahma Jyoti, Brahma Bhuyade. I mean, there are so many words which connected to this Brahma. So also we heard the word Aham Brahmasmi. The meaning of that Aham Brahmasmi is that I am also part of the Supreme Brahman. I am also qualitatively one with that Supreme Lord or Supreme Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi is the Upanishad words. And here in the Srila Prabhupada in the purport also mentioned that. And see, the self-controlled yogi, right? And then Srila Prabhupada used this word in the purport. Self-realization means knowing one's constitutional position in relationship to the Supreme. So sometimes we come to this conclusion that, what is the self-realization means? What is this Atma Sashatkar means? Self-realization in Sanskrit is called Atma Sashatkar. So many times we come to this question. So what is this self-realization, or what is this Atma Sashatkar? So here Srila Prabhupada gives a wonderful answer. Self-realization means knowing one constitutional position in relationship to the Supreme, in relationship with the Supreme. So here we can see that we also ask this, what is my identity? Who am I? Many times we ask this question, who am I? Right? So everybody, that's in the Upanishads, in the Vedas, it starts with this Adadho Brahma Jignasa. Everybody was very much inquisitive to know who he is, who am I. So the question of who am I, or our identity or self-identity, is that to understand the self-identity is very important in order to progress into the spiritual journey, spiritual path. So that's the first thing too. So one who is understood, he is part and parcel of his relationship with the Supreme. He is part and parcel of the Supreme. He is in relationship with the Supreme. He is not separate. He is not individual. He is not independent. And he is in relationship with the Supreme. And understanding this fact is known as self-realization. So then in relationship with the Supreme, in all sense, we can say that we are not independent in this world. If you look at this, in any living entity in this world, it's not that, just himself is just manifested like that. He does not have much control, but he is controlled. That's why we always realize and understand this. There is an Ishvara. Ishvara means the supreme controller. Ishvara means the supreme controller. One who is controlling is known as Ishvara. And we, Brahma, the supreme Lord, the Brahma mentioned that Ishvara Paramakrishna is the supreme. So we as an individual soul here in this world, not same as the Lord, but qualitatively same as the Lord, and we are not quantitatively same as the Supreme. Supreme is Vibhu, he is great, and the individual living entities are Anu, that means very tiny, very tiny. But that doesn't mean that he is separate from the Lord, or he is independent from the Lord, or he is individual. Yes, it is an individual soul, but that individual soul is qualitatively same with the Supreme. So the foremost, the aspect of the essence of Bhagavad Gita is that, in the second chapter it is mentioning, right? The second chapter is titled as the contents of the Gita summarized. In that second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, contents of the Gita summarized, his Lord is revealing this truth that the living entities are part and parcel, and living entities are eternal. And then that living entity's nature is eternal. It's called Atma, or is known as Satchidananda Vigraha. The nature, the Vigraha, the characteristics, the behavior, the Rupa, and all revealed there. And that nature of that spirit soul is Satchit Ananda, his eternal nature. His nature is eternity, and he is eternal. The spirit soul never dies or never takes birth. Na jayade muryade va katachin nayam bhutva bhavitva na bhuyaha ajo nityam shashvatam puranam na hanyade hanyamane sharire. The spirit soul is na jayade, it never takes birth, it doesn't come into being. It did not come into being. Na jayade. It will not come into being. Na mriyade. Vakatache. Nayam bhutva bhavitva. Na bhuyaha. It's always ever existing. Bhuyaha. Ajo is unborn. Nityam, eternal. Shashwadam. Puranayam. Puranam means ever existing. Right? It's old, very old. And this is the nature of the soul, Supreme Lord speaking, mentioning into the second chapter. So then, one who has to realize his identity, then when it comes to the stage that, how one can, then further all the spiritual realization, Atma Sashatkar, is starting from there to when he realizes his identity. So we are eternally in relationship with the Supreme. His nature is Sat, his nature is eternal, and then his nature is also full of knowledge. He is full of knowledge. That's the nature. Sometimes we realize that, where this all the knowledge, we hear something, it goes into our body, into our brain, in our manas. Then it's actually came up as a knowledge, and we can understand and discriminate things with the good and bad, and we can discriminate, what is right, what is wrong. We can see things good and bad. We can so many things. So this all comes from the knowledge, which actually is also part of the soul. It's part of the soul, or the nature of the soul is full of potency and full of knowledge. And the another aspect of the soul is actually ananda, the blissfulness. So in the Upanishads, in the Vedas, it is mentioned that, is a very Vedanta Sutra is mentioned that Jiva is Anando Maya Abhyas. Anando Maya Abhyas. The nature of the soul is Anando Maya Abhyas. Always relishing this bliss or Ananda, that's the true nature of the spirit soul. But then how we are not experiencing here in this world this, Brahmasparshanam or Brahma Saukyam or Atyandiga Sukham or Brahmanandam or Sandrananda Vishesham. There are so many ways this Ananda, it is mentioned. So it is very, very, easy to understand that because of our, this contamination, because of our impurities in our all aspects of our mind, our senses, our intelligence, our body, we don't even pass through this, barricade, and we don't even come to the real happiness. Rather, we think that whatever we are getting in this world is the real, and then we don't really know what is the real happiness or the bliss, or we are in the clutches of Maya, or we are always under the 4 defects of this material world. There are 4 defects of this material world, and that is, one is actually committing mistakes. We always commit mistakes. That's a one defect of the human in this world, or the living entities committing mistakes. Second defect is actually cheating propensities. We always have these cheating propensities. We are not straightforward. Then the third one is being illusion. And being illusion, that's we are part of this material nature. And every time when we are into this world, this Maya, the energy, the potency of Maya thrashing on us, and we are flickering here, we are agitated here, we don't know what to do, we don't know what is right, what is wrong, we don't know really what to do in this world, we don't know what is the purpose of this human, we don't know who am I, we don't know what I need to really do in this world. All we are actually just in the flow, in the waves of this ocean, or waves of this samsara, waves of this material world. We are just moving like that, right? We are just getting up in the morning. Yes, we cook and eat, we enjoy, we go to sleep every day. This is what is we are doing every day. And then we get up again next day morning, do things, whatever which likes to me, and whatever is profitable to me, what is beneficial to me, whatever it makes happy to my senses and the mind. I'm engaged in all these years, and this is what is our regularly our daily routine, nothing else, right? So we are completely trashed by this Maya, the energy of the Maya, so likes that. So we don't know what is really needs to be done. So Srila Prabhupada writes a nice example, nice allegory and example in the Back to Godhead magazine. I was reading through and I was meditating on this. So nice, so beautiful. One person, he wanted to buy a gold, gold ornament, and he does not know. He never seen a gold. He never knew what is gold is. He never understood what is the characteristics of a gold, how it looks like, what is the nature of the gold, and but he heard about lot about the gold. So it's beautiful, it's very precious, very precious, and then very beautiful. And if you wear an ornament with the gold, it's enhance your beauty. So he does not know anything about, but he heard about it. So he went to a lathe shop, a workshop, like those who has all these irons, all the metals work there, and mainly the irons in the workshop of lathe, and there are lots of iron rod and everything is there. So this person came to this shop, and asked this shop owner, and shopkeeper said that, I need to buy gold. Can I get gold for this many rupees? So he knows that the gold is very precious, and then it's very valuable. So he came to but he does not know where to get it from. So he came to this shop and asked for the gold. Can I get the gold? This shopkeeper came to know that he does not know anything about the gold, and he does not know anything about, otherwise he won't come here into this this lathe shop, and he won't ask for it. So immediately the shopkeeper understood the ignorance of this person. So he went inside and took a piece of iron metal piece and give it to him. And this is the gold. You take it and give me the money. So the shopkeeper took the money and sent him away. And this person who was looking for this gold, he thought that, yes, I got the gold. Wow, what a nice thing. And I got gold, and now I can do something. But think about dear devotees here. And here the person is in the ignorance, but he claims that, okay, I can do things. But rather, he should have asked a person who know what is gold. He should have taken a help from the other person who already seen the gold, who already utilized the gold. He purchased the gold, he uses the gold. Rather, he directly himself, whimsically, he went there and being cheated by the shopkeeper. It's exactly like, this for blind persons who saw an elephant, right? Who came near to the elephant, and the blind person touched the leg of an elephant, and he said, the elephant is like a big pillar. And another person just touched on the belly of the elephant, the blind person. He said, elephant is like a big bat, likes that. Another person is actually came to touch the trunk of the elephant. He said, it's like a big hole, a big pipe. And another person came and touched the tail of the elephant. And he said, elephant is like a stick. So dear devotees, this is our situation in this world. So because of this, we don't know what is really what needs to be done, what is right, what is wrong, what is my position, what is my constitutional position, why I am here in this world, why I am suffering, and then between this suffering, I just get little flickering happiness, like maybe eating some sumptuous food, or maybe staying in a big mansion, or riding in a big car, or precious, or the expensive car, or riding on big families, or being with a big family, or being with the big friends, and very known or well famous friends, or being a superstar, or so we think that this is all gives us so much of happiness. But in the fact that it is just flickering, on the one day we get the happiness, and then it is the next day we then endeavoring more for it. Nobody is happy in this world. Why? Because of this, the same reason, this happiness and the distress arises from the sense perceptions. Arises from the sense perceptions, as Krishna says in the second chapter. Matra sparshasta kaundeya shitoshna sugha dukkada agama bhayino anityastam siddhakshvasa bharada. Oh Arjuna, this happiness and distress as if coming like the winter and summer, and this is just arises from the mental or sense perception. You should know how to tolerate this. So, but we are after for this sensual and the mental, and whatever is actually flickering happiness, we get it from this world. So as if like, this person does not know what is the God. The person does not know what is elephant. The person, but we claim that we know everything. Like this material world is, everything runs on that I and me and myself. And from it runs around I, me and myself, then we are into that kind of barricade within the shell, like a cow tied to a pole. When a cow tied to a pole, then it's actually cannot move around. This is actually within that circle. Dear devotees, we are all within this circle of this ignorance. We are just, in the whirlpool of that circle of ignorance, and we think that, this is everything, that there is nothing beyond it. So Srila Prabhupada gives lots of wonderful example of a frog in a well, right? So many times we discussed that. So I'm not getting into that again. But one who has seen the truth, one who has seen the truth, one who has realized this knowledge, one who has already know this, and then he is revealing, he is imparting this knowledge to us, then whom should we believe? Like, just for an example, I gave this example many times before that. Suppose I want to go to New York. I don't have any idea, where is this New York? Where is this place? And I don't know any idea about this one. And I know that this is in the north, somewhere there. I'm in the south. Okay. So if I go and north, if you cannot go straight. So I have to take some roads. Okay. So in order to go to New York, there is so many ways I can go around. And I can go to the, Parsippany, I can go to somewhere in the Teaneck, I can go from there, and I can go here and to Jersey City, and I can cross across the, the Hudson River. I can take a train from here, but I don't know which way I have to take. So in that situation, we can actually inquire, and those who are already went there. We can seek the help from somebody already went there. So it's easy. If somebody is already seen the New York, somebody is already went to New York, it's very simple. We just ask him, how should I go to New York? He would say that, okay, maybe there is a bus, it straight go to the New York Port Authority. There is a train, it goes to the New York, the Penn Station. And from there, this is the place, and this is the New York. And you can go right away, right there. So this is the advantage, dear devotees, that when we hear from the right sources, when we hear from the authority, when we hear from the scriptures, so that's why always we have to understand this. There are two ways we can acquire the knowledge. One is known as arohana, that means ascending way. That means we experiment ourselves and we try to find out the truth ourselves. That's what is the scientific world, this materialist and this material, people and empirical philosophers all try to do that. They try to identify, they try to see the truth thereon. They experiment it, they try to create it, but never they come to the conclusion because of they have this defect. Because of imperfect senses is the another defect of the person. Imperfect senses, because of he cannot think properly, he cannot see certain things beyond his limit. That means only certain distance he can see, only 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz he can hear the sound, and he cannot remember all the things. His memory is short-lived and his intelligence is very poor. And even Einstein said that ordinary human person is utilizing only 5% of his intelligence, not beyond that. So all these imperfect senses are there, imperfect conditions are there, and on top of it, we are conditioned in this world. We are suffering in this world with so many things, and on top of it, we are contaminated so much of with our anarthas, our lust, greed, anger, envy, and all those things. So these are actually directing us, and in this situation, how we can think properly. But people claim that, that there is nothing beyond me, I, me, myself. Let me find out the truth. So then he tried to experiment. He spent so much of money, so much of energy, so much of things. And then he just come up with something that this is maybe like this. That's why even Einstein's, all the discoveries of Einstein is he found out. And later he mentioned that this is all relative. Nothing is absolute. This is all relative. Even anything happens on the earth is relative. It's not the same as if you go to the Mars. If you go to any other planet, and even if you go in one place on top of you, if you sit on a tree, the things happening when you sit on the tree and the things happening when you are on the ground, it is different. So it's all relative things. So then this is called the arohana. That means they try to find out from one experiment to another, then they get the results, they come to another experiment from there, and they go up and up, but they never reach to the real absolute truth. But on the other hand, which is known as avarohana. Avarohana means which actually coming from the disciplic succession or disciplic guru or parampara. So it's come down from the higher authority to the person. For an example, Srila Prabhupada gives a very nice example. In order to understand who is my father, is the right person for that is the mother. Only mother can reveal that 100% sure that who is his father. So like that, dear devotees, is known as, Vedas are known as the mother. Vedas are considered as the mother because of this is revealed the truth from the higher authority. Higher authority start from the supreme. Evam parambara praptam, evam imam rajashreyo vidum, evam parambara praptam. Krishna said that. I revealed this transcendental knowledge unto the sun god Vivaswan. Vivaswan instructed to the Manu. Manu in turn instructed to the Ikshvaku. So this Guru, this Parambara, this Rajarshi, this Guru Parambara, this transcendental knowledge is there since beginning, since time immemorial. And in due course of time, it's laws, O Arjuna, I am revealing this again to you. And then we can also realize this wonderful transcendental knowledge if we take it. And we can understand this fact, very scientific, very true and scientific. And it talks about the mind, it talks about the senses, everything it works. And if you look at that, all aspects of it, we can easily realize and understand that whatever it is mentioned, it's very true, and we can really experience all those, and we can realize those knowledges. So that is called avarohana. That means one who has seen this truth, instead of going here and there. Those who are already understood, those who are already realized, those who are already experienced, those who already have the knowledge of this, and then we can ask to them. That's why Sri Krishna says that Jnaninas Tattva Darshinaha. The Jnani, the self-realized personalities, have seen the truth. So then what we should do, we should just take that, those who are already experienced, and take their word and already experienced. And this is what is exactly Krishna is revealing here. We know that Bhakti Swami Maharaj, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj was a very pure devotee of the Lord, and a very senior disciple of Srila Prabhupada. And Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, when Maharaj was on this planet, Maharaj was graduated from Princeton University with a high rank, and then Princeton University also offered a job. And Princeton University was actually, and he was in the newspaper, in the New Jersey newspaper, and the governor awarded Bhaktivedanta Maharaj before Bhaktivedanta Maharaj, and starts with the Srila Prabhupada. And even just before Bhaktivedanta Maharaj, going to Srila Prabhupada, even that Bhaktivedanta Maharaj was in living with a girlfriend, and then pretty much decided to even get married. But Bhaktivedanta Maharaj very much listened the words of Srila Prabhupada and understood the meaning of that. And you imagine that Bhaktivedanta Maharaj was very top scholar and very intelligent person, and from the Princeton University, and understood the meaning of what Srila Prabhupada mentioned, Srila Prabhupada's books, and started to read and understood that and realized that what Srila Prabhupada was revealing, what this transcendental scripture is revealing, is the ultimate and absolute. Nothing can be compared that with this material world. So Bhaktivedanta Maharaj then joined with the Srila Prabhupada. And completely then, the girl went away, and Bhaktivedanta Maharaj completely dedicated his life to the, Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada gave the instructions to what to do. And then Bhaktivedanta Maharaj then take up this wonderful devotional services of distributing the books. And you know that those days in Russia and in Europe, this distributing books, and especially, Krishna consciousness, was completely banned, and religious activities are completely banned. But Bhaktivedanta Maharaj understood the value of this transcendental knowledge, the spiritual knowledge, and went to the Europe and went to the Russia, and living in a train, and train starts from one station to the Bhaktivedanta Maharaj, always in that same train, going all the way to the, where the train ends. And then, everything is actually in the toilet, even drinking the water from the toilet, and chanting the holy name on the beach, even into the toilet. And Bhaktivedanta Maharaj has completely dedicated and completely understood, and in his book and the Beggar series of the books, Bhaktivedanta Maharaj mentioned that the joy which I relished, the joy which I received by this transcendental service is boundless. It's boundless. And if there is nothing can prevent in that, nothing can prevent, dear devotees, this is known as Atyantika Sukham or Brahma Sparshanam. Brahma Sparshanam means one who is always in that state of that the Supreme, and in that state of in constant relationship with that Supreme, that is called Brahma Sparshanam. When you chant the holy name, you are with the Supreme. When you remember the Supreme, you are with the Supreme. You are touching, you have the Sparshana, you have the touch of that Supreme. When you're engaging in the loving devotion, you are with the Supreme. But when we have the gradual progress, when we gradually progress this, and always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna, and we are not able to always remember Krishna because of our contamination and impurities. But while this practice, when we take these words, when we practice this, then we can easily come to that state of Brahma Sparshana, and then one who reaches to that Brahma Sparshana, then it comes to that state of Atyantika Sukham, or Atyandi, the eternal bliss, Atyantika Sukham. See, the problem of ours is actually, in the Patanjali, in a Yoga Sutra, it is mentioned that we have different state of mind. And, it's always because of everything happens because of around me, myself, this false ego, this ahangar, then everything surrounds by this. Then what happens? Then our mind goes here and all the directions to take the little flickering happiness. And it says that one great yogi, spiritual, sage mentioned that when the entire sun is out there, the entire sun is in the globe, there is so much of light. Why should I go and look for this small little candle for the light? When the entire sun is out there, dear devotees, and this is what it is, when the entire happiness, this entire bliss, this Sandra Ananda, this Brahma Ananda, Brahma Sparshana, Brahma Ananda, Brahma Saukya, this is eternal. And when it is out there, then why we are actually looking for and finding this little candle of light? And you can compare that, the little candle light compared to the light of the sun globe. That's the difference, dear devotees. This is what we are looking here without, because of our ignorance, the problems, our suffering of this world is the root cause of our suffering is our ignorance. We take it as like a rope. When we see in the dark, we assume it is a snake. So like that, things we are here in this material world, we see things as like imaginary and illusion by this material world. We take everything as true, but everything is relative and temporary, which is flickering, which is not permanent at all. This all arises from the sense perception, all this happiness, which is the so-called happiness which we are saying here in this world. But beyond that, dear devotees, and there are so many devotees, they experience this Sandra Ananda, this Brahma Ananda, this Brahma Sparshanam and Atyantika Saukyam. And then it is mentioned that this is just the beginning. And this is just the beginning of that Ananda. That Ananda is ever increasing. Anandambudhi Vardhanam. Krishna says that. Anandambudhi, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that this is Anandambudhi Vardhanam Pratipatam. Every step, if we engage in the loving devotional service, such a determination, then this increases like anything, and every moment this Ananda is increasing. So we have so many of examples out there, right? Prahlad Maharaj, in all these odd circumstances, and even put it into the fire, Prahlad Maharaj didn't change even a little bit. And we know that the Dhruva Maharaj, such a struggle took and finally came to that, to see the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, Mahavishnu, who came in front of the Dhruva Maharaj, and just by the darshan of the Supreme Lord, the Dhruva Maharaj had completely changed his entire vision. He see everything. He saw the absolute truth. He got absolute knowledge, and he has such a bliss and ananda. And he said everything else is very much, minute. There is no insignificant anything I have. Dhruva Maharaj had such a desire to acquire the kingdom which is great, greater than his great grandfather, that is Brahma. He wanted the kingdom which is greater than Brahma, that the entire planet, entire universe is for Brahma. But Dhruva Maharaj wanted the bigger than that. But as soon as Dhruva Maharaj saw and the darshan of the Supreme Lord, Dhruva Maharaj completely immersed in the bliss and the knowledge and the happiness and eternity. So this is the dear devotees is mentioning here, the Supreme Lord. So by this process of yoga, by this process of dedicating ourselves to the Supreme, by the constant association of the devotees, constant remembrance of the Supreme Lord, constant chanting of the holy name, constant loving devotional service unto the Supreme, we are coming to the state of Brahma Sparshanam, dear devotees. And this Brahma Sparshanam is beyond our explanation, the joy, the bliss which receives. And we know that the yogis go into the forest and they meditate and they come to that state of, they don't want to come into this one. And we know that Sukadeva Goswami, so that Sukadeva Goswami from the mother's womb, as soon as took birth, and Sukadeva Goswami came to know that Kali Yuga is coming. I don't want to get into that Kali Yuga, the impure period of the age. So let me go and stay into that Brahma Saukyam, that Brahman realization, that Brahma Saukyam. Immediately left the place. Why? Because of they don't want to come down of it. And even Sukadeva Goswami even does not want to come out of the womb of the mother for 16 years. Why? The reason is this one, dear devotees, because of it gives such a state, such a state which is known as higher state. That's what is which is mentioned here into this verse. That is the highest Atyandam. Right? Atyandam, the higher state. So, by this, the engaging in the devotional service of the Supreme, we are slowly getting that Brahma Sparshanam, dear devotees. And then what is the result of it? As it's always mentioned, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma, the Prasanna, the Shanta that calms you. You'll be always blissful state, Prasanna Atma, right? Prasanna Atma. Na shojati, there is no lamentation, there is no hankering for this material because of these dualities are there. Na shojati, na kamshati, no hankering for anything that I need to enjoy here in this material. It's all tucham, it's all flickering, it's all insignificant. There is nothing that which we can get anything from here, and very, very insignificant. And then na chodati, na kamshati, Samaha Sarva Bhuteshu, in that state, we can see that the Lord is in everything, in everywhere. Lord is in everything, and Lord's everything is Lord's potency, and He is everything. So our eyes are trained in such a way that our tongue is trained in such a way that our ears are trained in such a way that whenever we hear as if like it's Krishna's glories. Whenever we see something, we see Krishna in everything. And one time, one reporter came, the news reporter came and interviewed Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada asked, have you seen the Lord? Have you seen the Lord? Srila Prabhupada said, I am seeing Lord in everything. I can see the Lord in the glass of water I am holding. One time, another devotee, when the Maharaj, Kadamba Kanana Maharaj was taking the class and asked, have you seen the Lord? Kadamba Kanana Maharaj said, yes, I can see the Lord's hand in everything. This is what is this Brahma Sparshanam, dear devotees. I can see Lord's hand in everything. I can see the Lord in everything. I can see the Lord's hand in everything. I can see the Lord is the controller. I can see the Lord is the creator. I can see the Lord is the maintainer. He is everything. He creates, He maintains. He is the cause of all the causes. And this is what is, dear devotees, Brahma Sparshanam. And how one can attain that? And especially in this age of Kali. So this yoga practices which is mentioned is, okay, I mean, we can say that maybe in the different age times. But Srila Prabhupada mentioned in this chapter that yes, we can achieve this state even simply by engaging into the loving devotional service and chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just by chanting this holy name, we can attain. When Bhakti Charu Maharaj was mentioning one time, this chanting of the holy name is good in itself. Chanting of the holy name is very good itself, that it can take us back to the the Golok Vrindavan. It can deliver us from our material condition and then situate us into the transcendental loving service under the Supreme Personality of Godhead, just by engaging into the chanting of the holy name, dear devotees. That's the best and easy practice. Everybody can do this in the age of Kali. That's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established the Sankirtan Yajna in this age, in this dark age. Sankirtane Gya, Sankirtane Prayir. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established this, so that everybody can, deliver and attain this Brahma Sparshana, attain this transcendental happiness. Transcendental happiness. So what I was trying to mention, that there is always this. We are going through all this, flickering and scattering mind and so many things. Why? Because of our false ego, our ahangar, everything is surrounded by my, me, so that we don't come out of it. So we have to come out of it, dear devotees, and try to see the things with our internal eyes. That's why Lord is also known as Adokshaja. Adokshaja means he can see through our internal eyes. Ada Akshaja. Aksha means eyes. Adho means internal, or the eyes within. So we have to see the Lord through our internal eyes, so that we can always see the Lord. So we always, we pray to the Supremes that please give us this opportunity to hear, to meditate, to chant, to associate, and offer the oblations and loving devotional service, so that we gradually come to that state of Brahma Sparshanam, dear devotees, their eternal happiness, eternal bliss, and eternal knowledge, and this guaranteed. And then so many devotees, due to time, actually I didn't even mention half of it. There's so many devotees out there, so many examples out there. They relish in their life that this unending eternal happiness and eternal residence and eternity from these clutches of this material condition and miserable material conditions of this life. And this is the only solution. And this is the only way we can come out of it. This is the only way we can stop our samsara chakra. This is the only way we can stop our all these miserable conditions of the life, birth after birth. And this is the golden opportunity, dear devotees. And this is the absolute knowledge. And this is the absolute truth. And this is the topmost of all the realization, to realize that Supreme Personality of Godhead and engage in its loving service. So this way we can attain that the parama, the state of the higher state, or atyantika saukhyam, that state of our eternal spiritual nature. Thank you so much, and for listening this, and especially on this very wonderful and auspicious day. Thank you so much, dear devotees, and hope could deliver something today. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very nice, very ecstatic class. Like you took us to Golok Dham on Ekadashi day. It was really nice, Prabhuji. Very ecstatic. Thank you so much for sharing all this.
Thank you. So are there any Haribol? Thank you so much. Are there any questions, or are there any other reflections? Anybody has anything to add? Yeah, it says that's a fact, So to come out of our clutches, come out of our, this little world of our, we created, we created this little world. So nice.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam, all
Hare Krishna,
You really inspire us, Prabhuji. We look at you and we know you are feeling that Brahma Sparsha, you are like, it's so inspiring when you give the classes. It's like, because you're so dedicated, so sincere in your services. I really like I just wanted to say that I really like the example of the gold that you gave, and also like when you have the sunlight, then why are you looking for the flickering candle? Beautiful examples. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for inspiring us. Thank you.
Thank you. There is yes, these are all the facts. I think so many devotees, they really actually experiences this transcendental bliss and happiness when they engage in the loving devotion service of the Supreme.
Yes, Prabhuji, hum itna, like I'm talking in Hindi, like hum itna kam karte hain, then also there is so bliss, so much bliss. Like, like even if I do once a week or whatever, if I go to the temple once or two, even if you do little, then also there's so much bliss. So I can't even imagine like doing it 24/7, like how blissful that could be living in that state.
Yes.
Because we just, like it's just beyond words. It's you cannot explain what you feel once you do devotional service. I'm already looking forward to the services during Janmashtami. I was telling Janki Mataji also, I said, get ready because there are going to be so many services during the Brahmotsav and So, and during Janmashtami, and I said that's the busiest time period, and you will get so many opportunities. So just be ready for it mentally and physically. So.
And this is this I didn't mention that actually that's coming up in the next verses and in the next sections of Bhakti Yoga. This is the beginning of Bhakti Yoga, basically. That's where Yogaruda stage or the state of Samadhi of the Yoga. The yogis experience this, and that's why Bhagavan Sri Krishna is building up to this stage just before Bhakti Yoga. So by this process, one can come to this Brahma Sparshana state, and then that's where really the knowledge, the next chapter, 7th chapter is knowledge of the absolute and attaining the supreme, and then this is the yoga state, the yogaruda state. That's the the conclusion of the yoga. That one yogi, then he really experiences this state of this Brahma Sparshana and Atyandika Saukya. But it's just the beginning. But this is not the state, and this is the Bhakti Yoga state, which is 1,000 times bigger than this, 1,000 times bigger than this. And Srila Rupa Goswami mentioned that is actually as the Sandhrananda. It's actually condensed. It's not the ordinary, even the blissfulness which derives this into the state. This we cannot unexplain. Then think about the bliss, the ananda which the real devotees receives or relish in constant association with the Supreme. That we can see the wonderful pastimes of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna in the Vrindavan, in Goloka Vrindavan, and the Gopas and the Gopis. And even a minute, if Krishna is nearby, Radharani will faint down. And this is not just simply mentioning that, and this is the state of why it is mentioning, and this is the state of that the devotees who reach to that real pure devotional platform. That's what it is actually known as the real bhava, and then come from that the bhava state to that the real prema state. Mataji, we cannot explain this in the words. We cannot explain this. And we are just sadhanas and sadhakas, but this is needed, this sadhana and sadhana bhakti. Then only we actually develop to that state of pure bhakti and pure bhava and the pure love for the Lord, and it's unexplainable. And this is the real spiritual realm. And we have to, we have to cultivate this quality of that, the unconditional love for the Supreme, unconditional service to the Supreme, and unconditional and unmotivated, ahetuhi apratihata, unmotivated, transcendental loving service to the Lord. Nobody should say that I should something to the Lord. Rather than it should come from the heart. This I am going to do for my Lord. This my Lord. And this transcendental bhava that which we should cultivate in our heart, and then Lord will also seize this, that our sincere love and devotion for the Lord, and Lord will create an opportunity to purify more and more, and then we come to like a butter, like a soft, and like a butter which is churned out of the yogurt, and then the butter, and that's where that's Krishna likes what butter. My Guru Maharaj is saying, why? It is in a pure form. The butter Krishna likes and loves, not that just, he go and steals and eat the butter. No. Krishna is looking for this butter-like heart, soft-like heart, and the devotion, the cream of this all devotion, this is represents by the butter. This butter gives that such a significance, so that Krishna eats this. Krishna likes this, such a sweet butter of our heart, our sincere devotion and sincere heart for the Lord. Lord likes that. And Lord not only likes, Lord come and steal it. See that the difference when Krishna says butter thief, we always say butter thief, but we don't know the significance of that butter thief. Krishna comes and steals that such a wonderful heart and sincere devotion of the devotees. That signifies that Krishna steals that. Because of Krishna wanted to get that. No matter what, nobody can stop Krishna to get those butter-like devotees, the soft-like devotee, the sincere devotion of the devotees. Nobody will stop him. And this is what it is, the ultimatum of it. So everybody can get to that state. Everybody can get to that state by sincere devotion, and that's why we got this human form of life in this on this earth. And we came along here, right? And we go back along, and all we have here for in this world for some short period of time. But Lord is the only one who is eternally there for us. Everybody else is actually just for some time in your life, but who is there eternally for us? That Supreme Lord. And in the Brihad Bhagavatam, the Lord was saying to the Gopakumara, when Gopakumara finally reached back to the Goloka Vrindavan, as soon as Krishna saw Gopakumar, and as soon as Krishna came running and embraced Gopakumar, and Krishna even fainted down, and even Gopakumar fainted down, and Krishna was telling after he came back to the consciousness and telling to Gopakumar, every lifetime I was looking at you. Every lifetime I was looking at you, and then when you go away from me, I was so much in miserable condition. I was so much pain. Why this living entities, my own part is actually going away from me. This is very much paining for me. But the moment you turned towards me, I became so happy, and I was waiting for this moment. I knew that you are going to come here, and I was waiting for this moment you to come here. And Gopakumar, and you are not ordinary, you were originally here. In the Brihad Bhagavatam, the Sanatana Goswami so nicely explained all these intricacies and the science of the spirituality and the science of the relationship between Krishna and the living entities and the Krishna's close associates, how one can go back. And Krishna was saying that you were here in the form of a Gopa, but somehow you went down to the material planets, and you wandering there for so many millions of years. But now you're back here. And this is our state, dear devotees. Everybody has their own spiritual form into the spiritual world. Everybody has their own identity. This is our temporary identity. We have three bodies. We have material body, gross body, and we have spiritual body. And our body, our spiritual form, spiritual rupa, is as equal as the 400 Vishnu form. And our eternal nature is Jivera Swarupa Hoy Krishnera Nityadas. Our eternal nature is to become the part and the servant of the Supreme. The servant of the Supreme is the highest in the spiritual world. Everybody is competing each other that who wants to do this, and everybody is, Lord is fulfilling everybody's desires and wishes, and Lord is actually and engaging in each and every one of the devotees in the spiritual realm. And remember that this spiritual realm is nothing compared to the material world. Material world is just a 1/4 of whatever the entire creation of the spiritual realm. Innumerable devotees and innumerable, Gopas and the Gopis and the Sakhis and the close associates. Even Radharani herself has 600 million, close associates. Can you imagine? 600 million, that's just the minimum Same as Krishna has so many close associates. They are all in the various forms in the spiritual world to increase the pleasure, the bliss of the Krishna. That's why Krishna is known as Sachidananda Vigraha. His name is known as Rama. His name is known as Krishna. He's all attractive. He's a supreme enjoyer. Every moment this pastime goes on, and then there are so many arrangements. This is beautifully described in the Bhagavad Bhagavatamritam, in the Brahma Samhita, in Srimad Bhagavatam, in the Vedas, and so many areas is described about the nature of the spiritual world. This is a great topic to discuss. When we go through the Bhagavatam, we can see this all in great detail. And we are here in this world just temporary, dear devotees. We just maybe 50, 30, 40 years or 60 years more, whatever it is. But we are here for very temporarily, very short period of time. But this spiritual state is beyond this all matter, beyond this all the material state. But the spiritual state is there, the spirit soul is there, that everything happens, come from the spiritual, and life come from the life, not life come from the matter. And Srila Prabhupada wrote a book, Life Come from the Life. So we are all come from that supreme spirit, supreme life, supreme father. That's Sri Krishna. He has eternal form. So this bhakti, the up to this point is actually yoga, the yoga rudha. Then now we enter into the bhakti, into the 7th chapter onwards. Then we really come to that, the real science of the relationship between the supreme Bhagavan and the devotee and this individual soul. Up to this point, we are coming to the yoga, and then the Brahman, right? The spirit soul, the localized aspect, right? Brahmedi Paramatmedi Bhagavanidi Shabdaye, the Paramatma state. The yogi actually realized the Paramatma in his heart. Then also come to the state of Brahman realization. Then from there come to that Bhagavan realization. And then that is the Bhakti Yoga, the Bhagavan realization on the Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter to the 12th chapter. So this is basically a prelude. This is a prerequisite. This is an arranging everything. This is a setting up the scene to come to the real platform of bhakti. Real platform of bhakti. And that's where Krishna is ending this chapter. Yoginam api sarveshu madgadandaratmana shraddhavan bhajade yomam same yukta tadmo madaha. That means one who abides me in his heart and worshiping me in his heart, he is the true yogi. And that's where ending 6th chapter, then the 7th chapter starting onwards from that knowledge of the absolute, and Krishna is revealing that. See how beautiful the Bhagavad Gita is, how beautiful is scientifically or arranged, scientifically compiled, and taking us from gradually to that real aspect of devotion, to be in complete relation, is complete samadhi of Krishna, complete constant remembrance of Krishna, completely engaged with that and understanding that bhakti yoga. So Krishna reveals that, all that aspect. So thank you so much. It's so wonderful to understand and go through the science, the spiritual science. Thank you so much, Mataji, for such a wonderful realization. Yeah. Anything else? Anybody else has anything to add? Any other question?
Prabhuji, I have one question, and
Sure.
I was wondering, like, since the verse, if we see that this verse was saying that one needs to identify or be self-realized in order for them to know their relationship with the Supreme. So my question is, the whole process of bhakti yoga and loving devotional service, is this how we will realize ourselves and our true identity? Is this how we are supposed to identify ourselves? And then in that process we realize that, oh, our real relationship is with us, because we are complete, part and parcel of the complete.
Yeah.
So every now and then the question comes is like, the process is simple, but yet at the same time, it's not that simple.
Yeah,
And
that's
we
true.
fail to understand that what is stopping us, what is that is not giving us that real taste. Sometimes we do feel, but then it doesn't stay as consistent as we want it to be.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's
that's where my mind is wondering, like, is it
yeah.
like truly the process of just realizing yourself will make you complete?
Yes, that is in the. There is a beautiful pastime of Krishna. I was there. The mother Yashoda was trying to bind Krishna. So it was not possible for Mother Yashoda for quite a long time. And you know that the story of 2-inch short, the fingers are 2-inch short. So Mother Yashoda was trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and never was able to, it was so difficult to tie up to Krishna with this rope. And there, and there, the, the place, and everybody has all the ropes. They all brought it. Nandagav. Everybody from Nandagav came and watching this one. Everybody brought bring more roping. All the time when Mother Yashoda even wanted to tie up Krishna, then always it is 2-inch short. You know this word is 2-inch short, this 2-finger short or 2-inch short, which was mentioned is 2-inch, 2-finger shots. And Acharya has mentioned that is Krishna was making sure that we realize this fact. We realize this fact. So when our endeavor is there and our sincere endeavor is there, then only mercy comes, dear devotees. So that's what it is. It's two aspects, this 2-finger shot or 2-finger story here mentioning, revealing this truth. Actually, definitely we need to have our endeavor in order to attain the mercy. So this mercy and the endeavor is the 2-finger, which represents 2-finger shot, represents means this is not there, right? So then Yashoda Maya was trying and trying and trying, and finally so that I completely, hands off. Now, oh Krishna, and Yashoda Maya realized eventually that, oh, I can't tie Krishna. I can tie Krishna. No matter what, he is my son. I can tie Krishna. I will bring all the ropes from the Vrindavan in the Gandagav, and I can tie Krishna. I can tie Krishna. So we have to take out this attitude from our heart. This attitude out from our heart. Oh, I can try. I am trying. I am trying. I can try. Chant this one. I'll do this one. I'll this one. I will this. We cannot. We will not. Will not. Some many times we slip away and we go away. Sometimes so many things are out there. It's a big tug of war. On the other hand, we simply pray to Krishna. Krishna, please, I am trying. I will try. I mean, as much as possible, I will keep my trying. I'll keep doing. I'll keep doing. Keep doing. Please shower your mercy upon me. Please engage me in your service. Many times, the devotees start to chant. How they chant and what is their intention to chant the holy name. Yeah. So when I chant the holy name, Krishna will be pleased. I will get liberated. I'll go to Golok Vrindavan. I'll serve this. I can take the service. I can choose the service. I'll be so much very close to Krishna. I will do this. I will do this. I will do this. I will do this. What is even in the chanting, I is in the center. But the pure devotees never think like that way. Pure devotees always think that I'm not doing anything for Krishna. Krishna, why are you not giving me the opportunity? Even though 24 hours they chant the holy name, 24 hours they engage in service, they will still feel that, no, I didn't do anything. In Prithu Maharaj, in the Nectar of Devotion, Prithu Maharaj was praying to the Supreme, oh Lord, give me thousands of tongues so that I can glorify you. This one tongue is not good enough. Give me thousands of hands so that I can serve you, the Supreme Lord. Give me thousands of hands. This hands is not good enough. This is the pure devotees, attitude and mentality and thinking. Rather, we always put ourselves. So I can get it. I will be like this. I'll be that. I'll be this. I chanting. So I'm so great in chanting. So I'm so great devotee. I'm so this. I'm so that. I'm so this. We know that the story of a Draupadi. Draupadi, when Dushasana was disrobing Mother Draupadi, and then Mother Draupadi was trying to hold herself, and I can protect myself. I can protect myself. Let me try. She was trying to hold and hold and hold and hold. But Krishna showed the mercy, right? She was trying to hold herself, and then finally, she just, raised her hands in the air and told Krishna, Om Pahi Mam. And there was a beautiful sloka. It is mentioned that Shanga Chakra Gadapani Dwaraka Nila Achuda Govinda Pundari Kaksha Rakshamam Sharanagadim. This was Mother Draupadi's prayer for the Supreme Lord. Shanga Chakra Gadapani Dwaraka Nila Achuda Govinda Pundari Kaksha Rakshamam Sharanagadim. I'm completely surrendering unto you. Please protect me, save me. Krishna appeared on the scene on that time. Till that time, Krishna didn't come. So we have to put our, what is called the lock, which we put ourselves, that within that lock, okay, I am, I do, I'll let me. Rather, we completely, leave that all our ego, all our this kinds of dependencies. Oh, I am unconditional, conditional approach. Conditional. Everything we have is a conditional. Our praise are conditional. Our approach is conditional. If I get the time, I will do it. Everything is kind of not unmotivated. It's motivated, or somebody says something, I will do this. If somebody do something, or if that devotee does, then I will do this one. If somebody asks you a service or something, it's not that you, but generally saying, if somebody asks service, no, this is what, this is a less, for me. I'm so great. This everybody has this. So this is our anarthas. That means we are contaminating things, like that. That even if this is the way that we are offering. We are offering the bhoga nicely, but we put some of the dust in it, or some of the sands in it. We offer the bhoga, everything for the Supreme, but what do? We'll add some more sand in it. This is what is our devotion. It's not pure. It's not pure. So we have to have the pure consciousness of pure understanding of pure devotion. Pure devotion is Savai Pumsha Paro Dharma Yadur Bhakti Radokshaje Ahaituki Apradihada Edatma Suprasidadi. Ahaituki, unconditional, Ahaituki, unmotivated. Then we should have that love, that sincere love and devotion for the Supreme, with no anya abhilashada shunyam, no abhilasha, anya abhilasha, no abhilasha, no, this for anya abhilasha. This, you are my Supreme Lord, you are my part and parcel. What is the difference? There is no difference. I'm yours. I'm completely yours, and I don't need anything else. I just want you. I just want you. I want to serve you. That's it. And we pray to that Supreme. Please engage me in your service, dear devotees. So please engage me in your service. There are so many millions, billions of devotees are around Krishna. And we are asking again that please engage me in your service. We have to be really sincere. And that's our material life is for, to purify. Yes, we are all into that platform, dear devotees, and it's not an overnight thing. But with this understanding, with this, consciousness that, I do any service, any chanting, anything for the Lord, for His Son, not for me, but for Him, always. And then for Him, that I always not I should not be there. For Him, that I would do. So, and we pray to that, please engage me in your service. That should be our prayer. And pray to that Supreme, that please engage me in your service. Whatever I'm doing is nothing. Please engage me in your service. So with that consciousness, Krishna always will be pleased, and we will be completely purified. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, praying to the Supreme, saying that, Ihajanina nanuragaha na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavidama jagadisha kamaye mama janmani janmanishware bhavadat bhaktirahitugitvaye. Mama janmanishwara mamadat, mama janmanishware bhavadat bhaktir ahitukiya. Please give me this one. Ainanda tanuja kingaram padidamam vishame bhavambudo. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that. Ainanda tanuja kingaram padidam mam. Padida means I am most fallen and fallen down into the vishame bhavambudo, this material ocean of the full of poisonous material ocean. And bhavambudo krupaya tava pada pankaja. Please, tita dhuli sadrishyam. Please take me at your dust, as a dust on your feet. That's all I need. And then Uddhava came to Vrindavan. You remember, Uddhava was very close associates of Krishna. Uddhava came to Vrindavan, and as soon as see the dust and the gopis and the love of the gopis, Uddhava says that, oh, please, Lord, please engage me. Please make me a creeper into the Golok Vrindavan. Make me a creeper, a little grass. They are so fortunate because of every day they get the food, they can serve. They are serving the food, the soul of the Supreme Lord. So this should be our prayer and mood all the time. Please engage me in your service. Never there is a time that and we can not separate me from you. And that's our prayer should be all the time. And this way we can progress slowly and slowly. Yes, it's not an overnight thing, but our endeavor, our sincere effort, ulsaha nishya dhairya tat karma pravartanar sadat asanga tyaga sado vritti shadbir bhaktir prasidhyati. And this is the way, this is the formula. We should keep doing that, right? Ulsaha, enthusiasm must be there. Nishya, determination. Dhairya, determination. Nichya, right? Determination and ulsaha, the endeavor, and steadiness and determination. Dhairya. Tat karma pravartanat. And whatever we that do, that all as an offering to Krishna. Asanga tyaga, don't associate with this materially worldly, things like, the gossips and then the internet and the Facebook and there's YouTube and so many. This is all asanga tyaga. This is all asanga. This is all unwanted association. And we should reject all those. Asanga tyaga. And sadovritti, and we should always serve the great saintly people. Sato, saintly, sat, vritti, they were to serve the devotees. And shadbhir, this way, bhaktir prasidhyati, bhakti. Bhakti means loving devotional service unto the Supreme. So if you practice this gradually, and sadhana is the very important. We have to, whatever the prescribed numbers of holy name, prescribed devotional service, prescribed unto us, we have to do that every day. At the same time, we have to, gradually develop this love for the Supreme. In this way, we can come to the state of sadhana to, raga bhakti attached to Krishna, and that raga attachment, nobody wanted to tell us that do this. Naturally, you will do that with that love. Think about the Mirabai, Miraban. Nobody was told to Miraban that, to worship the Supreme. Everybody was trying to oppose. But Mirabai had that attachment to Krishna. Raganuga bhakti. From there, then you come to that higher state of, the real expression of love and ecstatic symptoms of love and bhakti for the Supreme. Then that state, Krishna directly comes and engage with us into the loving, conjugal, loving relationship with that Supreme. That's what is Madhurya is exactly happening in Golok Vrindavan, excuse me. Madhurya, everything is perfect and the highest form. So this way, slowly we can reach up to the, gradually progress into the ladder of bhakti. Mataji, and hope it is.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Very inspiring. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Beautiful. Anything else? Anybody else has anything to add? Any other things to say, share, reflect? Yes, I mean, today is a very auspicious Ekadashi day, and usually it says that Ekadashi day we should not sleep all night. We should hear Srimad Bhagavata Katha. I don't recommend. Yeah.
So I really appreciate your enthusiasm, and you're always very inspiring.
I'm trying, Mother. Even I have to go through a lot of things. My prayer is that always remember that, when I can engage fully myself to the service of the Lord. Yes, but still has to go through a long way, but I'm trying in my level best. And please pray for me also, please, that continue this as much as possible.
Thank you, Guru. Definitely.
Thank you.
Prabhuji, it's almost 1 year, Prabhupada's appearance day, when we started the Bhagavad Gita.
Yes.
It's 1 year almost. It's so
Yes,
exciting.
exactly. That I remember as Srila Prabhupada's appearance day is coming on this August 31st. That's the 125th anniversary.
Yes.
So it's yes, very nice. Yes, it's the mercy of the Lord and the devotees. Otherwise, it's not possible even we can, move an inch into the bhakti. And first of all, even if we do anything in this process, it's the mercy of the Lord and the devotees. So the mercy is their devotees. So all we need to do is actually our endeavor, our ulsaha, our efforts. That's
Prabhuji,
what it's.
even before the endeavor, I feel like with me, like just like everybody, like we all say it and we all hear it, the sincere desire.
Yeah.
I've seen that even like sometimes I personally hesitate, like even after my Brahman Diksha, I was like, somehow, I was scared of commitment for service, because I was scared of the obstacles and, like,
Mm.
will I be
Mm.
able to do it? Will I be able to do it? But Krishna automatically, when he sees the desire, he just removes those obstacles and just finds a way
Yes.
somehow for you to do that, like service. It's just because he's sitting in your heart and seeing your desire and seeing that you're hesitant about something, so he takes those obstacles away.
Yeah.
And it could be like I was like concerned about how, with work, how I will go to the temple for service, but somehow, and then I said, okay, I'll do it in the summer, I'll start in the summer. And then what happened was last 2 weeks, Krishnamananda Prabhu called me and he said, somebody is away, like, can you do their service? So how Krishna just paved, like
Yeah.
the way, because I was hesitant to commit, to make that commitment, but Krishna saying, no, you have the desire. And so, like, yes, you can do it. Like he will say, yes,
Yeah.
you can do it. You just have to take that step, and now I feel so comfortable, like, okay, I look forward, okay, this is my service, I can do it, but it's just the initial, like the desire is there, but the hesitation is there of for the commitment, like, will I be able to keep that promise, like, okay, will I be able to, or I'm going to fail, like if somebody is going to ask me, I make the commitment, am I going to, it's just the hesitancy, will I be able to keep that promise that I'm making? But then Krishna says, yes, you can do it. You just have to take that step. And it's happened not the first time, several times, he just shows you the way because
Yeah.
the desire is there. So,
That's very true, Mataji. Very true. Krishna
and I
is.
told Madhupati Prabhu when I took the Brahman Diksha also, I said, I'm not lazy. I
Mm.
can guarantee that. And I'm sincere. But
Mm.
like I might hesitate because of my circumstances or my physical incapability or whatever. But I'm
Mm.
seeing that, like everything is just, like it's just because I know I have the desire, deep desire to serve. He just takes away those, he just shows the way. Yes, like I feel like he's saying, he's pushing me. I
Yeah.
need a push, like, oh, you can do it. You can do it. You can just go ahead, take that step,
Yes.
take that step.
You know what is the meaning of Hari?
Yeah, hard lete hain everything,
Yes.
like all the
One.
obstacles and sins and
Yes.
everything. Yeah.
One who takes away all these anarthas, all these
Yeah.
obstacles. That's his.
So, what we are talking about the endeavor. Yes, before the endeavor, I feel the strongest desire, then the endeavor, the determination, and then the mercy starts like
Yes.
flowing.
Real
Like
mercy.
there's no stop to it when it starts flowing.
Yes. And there was a, I think, I don't know, there was a lecture or there was, yeah, in the Back to Godhead magazine on this, circulation, there was a article, who is merciful? Is it Lord or the devotee is more merciful? What do you suggest? What is your answer? Who is so merciful? Is it Lord or his devotees are so merciful?
I think the devotees, like if we say devotees, the devotees like our Guru Maharaj are very merciful, right? Because they are distributing the love of Godhead.
Yes.
So I would say, like Prabhupada, if he kept everything to himself, so how would we, if he was selfish, how would we benefit? How would we be here?
Yeah.
So
the article, the point is, the mercy is only one, whether it is from the devotee or from the Lord. That potency, that's Balaram. That's a potency, the mercy potency of the Lord. Balaram is actually making everything possible. That's Balaram. That's a potency of Krishna. Balaram is full of mercy. Means Balaram means mercy. And that potency comes through as a form of a guru or form of a devotee, form of a, whoever gives this. So it's Krishna's mercy. But Krishna wanted his devotees to be glorified more than Krishna. So now,
I was about to say that.
yeah. So now comes to the point, yes, who is more merciful? Is it Krishna or devotee? But Krishna is showering his mercy through his devotees so that the devotee is glorified more. But in reality, we cannot say this, who is more merciful, because of it's all come from Krishna. It's Krishna's arrangement through
he doesn't want it. He doesn't want the credit for anything. He just wants
he wants all the credits to the devotees. And this is what it is. This is what is Krishna. And Krishna's name is, he is Bhakta Valsala. His name is known as Bhakta Valsala. He is Daya Sindhu. He is so merciful. Daya Sindhu. Sindhu means ocean, ocean of mercy. Daya Sindhu. He is Kripa Sagara. He is the Sagara means again the ocean. What is called this Atlantic Ocean, or we call the ocean of big oceans. That's called Sagara. Kripa Sagara, Daya Sindhu, Daya Nidhi, the treasure of mercy, compassion. This is the Lord. And Lord, then the Balaram is a mercy personified. That's a Guru. That's a Guru. Adi Guru is Balaram. The Balaram Jayanti is coming. Why the Balaram is? It's no difference between Krishna, and only the difference between Krishna and Balaram is just the color. But what is that? Krishna the same in different color, but what is that? The mercy personified. Mercy, showering mercy to everyone. Nityananda Prabhu showering mercy to everyone. Right? But the potency is, Krishna's immediate potency is known as mercy. That is the Lord. That's the Supreme Lord. So yes, the another fact is that because of the mercy of devotees, and it's boundless. The potency of the mercy of the devotees are boundless. So we may not realize, oh, this is Krishna Namananda Prabhu said, or this is Madhupati Prabhu said, this Devakinanda Prabhu said. But we are always looking that title and the identity and the name and that person, this person. No, we should not look at that way. We should look at that, the opportunity which arises to do the service, even a little bit of whatever, even a moving a chair from here to there. If somebody said to us, we should wholeheartedly do it, because of that's the real bhakti. That's the real bhakti. So, and Lord also knows, He is Bhavagrahi Janardana. He knows, He's seated in our heart. He knows everything. He knows everything, and what we think, what we are going to do. We cannot cheat Him. We can cheat everybody else, but we cannot cheat that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is sitting in our heart. He knows what this devotee, and nobody else knows better than, even we don't know ourselves what is going to happen tomorrow or after. We don't know anything about ourselves. But Krishna knows. Krishna knows all our past. We don't know even our childhood what happened, but Krishna knows all the other things happen. That's why Krishna is telling to Arjuna that, oh Arjuna, I and you have passed many lifetimes, but I remember all of them, but you are not. So that Krishna knows everything what has happened from the Golok of Vrindavan to this, at this point of time, what we did. That Krishna knows that what is good for us. Even a little bit step, dear devotees, Krishna says that if you put one step, I would take 100 steps towards to bring you to me. I would put 100 steps. That's all we need to do. Sincere desire, sincere intention, one step towards that Krishna. Krishna will make sure that that's what is. Even a put one flower to the Supreme, that is eternal. That never goes back from your account. Never diminish. Never diminish. But it increase that the interest of that, the service which you did for the Lord, never goes away from eternally, never goes away. Even you pluck a flower and offer to the Supreme, that will be there in our account. That's called eternal. So the devotional service is eternal. But all the other things which you do, that is temporary. That is temporary. That is the only thing temporary, dear devotees. No worries about, I did this in the past. I did this in the past. I did this 100 years back or 100 lifetimes back. I did this, did this. Nothing to worry. That all will go away. That is temporary. That's the material, reactions of everything. But that will not be in our account. But the other hand, which we do one thing, even a little flower which we offer knowingly or unknowingly and offer to Krishna, then what happened? That will be there forever, dear devotees. This is the science of this is the Krishna's mercy. So this is so important in our lifetime that we come and realize this fact and understand this fact and understand this and realize this fact and put ourselves in such a way that so that somehow or some extent we can develop some loving devotion to the Supreme, so that gradually we develop, maybe this lifetime, maybe next lifetime, who knows, so that we can completely dedicate it to Supreme and go back to that Supreme eternal abode with the Supreme and then serve him. That's all our pray, that never ever Krishna that in an opportunity that I cannot serve you or I cannot pray you, I cannot remember you. Please don't put me in that situation. Put me in such a situation that all the time that please, at least that I can serve you in some extent, so that we situate in such a way that so that that shows our pure heart and sincere effort and sincere endeavor. Rather this business deal, right? Oh Lord, if you do that, I will give you $100 if you give me a car. If you give me a good wife, I will take all the fasting on all these days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, all these days I can take some kind of fasting. If you give me a good husband or good wife, if you good car, good job, good this one, good that one. We have endless laundry list we have. That's not the bhakti. That's not the bhakti. That's a business deal. But Krishna is, if somebody, it says that in Sachidananda Maharaj saying, somebody came to this level of Krishna consciousness and sincerely worshipping the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, Sachidananda Maharaj was saying that in his past 100 lifetimes, he was worshipping the Supreme Mahavishnu. And only that mercy, then only that one came up to this state of worshipping the Lord Sri Krishna directly and sincerely, one who is able to worship Sri Krishna and do the bhakti to the Supreme, because of in his past hundreds of lifetimes he was worshipping the Lord Vishnu. So think about it, dear devotees. So we should humbly every devotee, that's why every devotee is a Kanishta Adhikari. He is an Adhikari. He has an Adhikar. Every devotee of the Lord has an Adhikar. He has an Adhikar. Why? The Lord is showering that mercy and what is called inducing and imbibing that adhikar to the devotees, so he can further progress. Yeah, so nice, so wonderful. If you go further and meditate and understand and realize the mercy of the Lord is unparalleled, and we cannot imagine that how merciful he is. Even a little bit of he takes care of everything. And I think this is experienced in each and every one of our life, and where we were and where we are now, in so many ways. Somehow, we can That's the most important thing in our life. Devotees, if you are able to chant the holy name sincerely, if you are able to engaging in service, that is the perfection of our life, nothing else. But on the other hand, you have thousands of billions of dollars in your account and you're enjoying like so many of wealth, right? Families, friends, and that. It's nothing that we are in a distress condition. It cannot make you happy. Nothing can make you happy. The soul is its eternal nature, that when the soul come in contact with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then only it is actually in its compatible situation. We are belongs to our nature is supreme. We are not apara prakriti, we are para prakritis. We are the associate, we are the inhabitants of the para prakriti or superior nature. A fish out of water, never happy, struggles. That's what we are doing in this world. Whatever it gives you, you will not be happy. Like an example which gives a son which separated from his father. There are thousands of crowds of the people, and this little son separated from his father, and he wandered and he went away. And then everybody brings him cola and brings him food, bring him all this one and that one, whatever he likes, all the toys and everything. But still the baby is crying. Baby wants his father. Baby wants his father. Nasuna, somebody brought his father to his child, and child is happy, and he stopped his crying. And this is our nature in this world, dear devotees. We are so much actually, in the miserable condition, and anything that which gives us, it will not make us happy unless and until we come to the real situation, our compatible situation, that is our superior nature. That's why this gives us at least this spiritual nature gives us that platform, that eternal, the happiness and the bliss, because of our nature is eternal. That's why. So that's what is. We should always remember this fact, and always be humble, and not too proud of anything that which we have, anything, or always try to serve the devotees and have that sincere devotion to the Supreme. At least every day chant the holy name and seek for the opportunity to associate with the Krishna and his devotees. This makes us perfect, and this gives the happiness, this gives the eternity, this gives everything. Nothing else can give us anything in this world. Only this. So always seek for the opportunity to serve the Lord and his devotees, even at home, even at the desert, even at the odd situation. At any time we can do this, all the time. So please try to do that. So this way we can perfect our life. Otherwise there is no way again in birth in another family, starting from the scratch, babies, and going up and again, come to the old age, disease, birth, death, old age and disease, right? Janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi. Dukkha, doshanu, darshanam. Krishna says this is full of fault and miseries, all this birth, death, old age, diseases. We die again, and another family or another living entity. Who knows? Birth, death, old age, and disease. Another family, again, birth, taking as a child, and coming as again, and growing up and going through so much of suffering in this world. One, it says that, water from one bottle to another bottle, it makes us anything. It's all dirty water, right? Dirty water in a one bottle, if you put it in another bottle, there is no difference. It's still dirty water. So this is our life, and going one after another, and so many lifetimes, one living entity to another living entity. Sometimes we are crawling, sometimes we are flying, sometimes we are running, sometimes on the ground, somebody eaten by another animal, somebody we eat another animal, somebody we are in the water, in the air, in the sky, in the ether, in the under the earth. So many lifetimes you are passing one after another. This is our opportunity. Just to stop all this, even at least stop all this, even it says that even just by the chanting of the holy name, one can stop all his, this lifetimes, and he can liberate himself. We may not go back to Godhead, or, we may take another birth in a aristocratic or, heavenly planets. or something like that. But we can at least liberate, even at least do, then think about that. When we cultivate loving devotional service unto the Supreme, then we can eternally go back to the supreme abode of Krishna. We can be with our our dear the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna eternally. He's so happy. He'll be so happy to receive us. He's waiting for, he's eagerly waiting for it. Eagerly waiting for it. But we are the one. He is giving us everything, but we are the one. No, 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 no. No, I just got married, I just, oh Lord, just wait for a few more years, I'll come. Then after that, then the children get born. Oh Lord, wait, I just got some babies and the children, let me take care of them. Then, after some time, comes, why are you waiting for? No, 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 they just got, they just got it, just get out of the college, they get a job now, now, oh, they're getting married now. So, I have to see what is his future, my, daughter-in-law, my son-in-law. Oh, then Lord comes back and say that, why are you waiting again? No, 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 they just got married, they got just a baby and they are going to the work, I have to take care of the baby. Then after sometimes what happens? You are still saying that, you are still on time. That way, then, oh, this baby is a little small. Now he started to go to college, nobody else, let me take him to the college school. This way he dies and he lost his life. This is our situation here in this world, dear devotees. Remember and realize the value of this human birth. Don't underestimate. Remember and understand the value of this human birth, not to waste. It's very, very rare. After many, many lifetimes after we are getting, it's very rare, this human birth. Very rare. So don't waste this and then engage. And then this way, we all can get back to the Supreme. Okay. So thank you so much. Anything else?
I have to leave now, Prabhuji, but thank you so much. Where did the 2 hours go? Didn't even realize. It was so nice on Ekadashi. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's conclude then today's. If there is nothing else, anybody else has anything to add? Or
Thank you, Prabhu, very much. Thank you so much. Very nicely explained everything.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah,
now very much inspired for services also.
Yes. We should do that. We should never say no to service. Service is the Supreme. Service is the Supreme, and any service to the Supreme, and always have that conscious of the Supreme, that that please give me a service. That's our chanting. Even the meaning of Mahamantra is, Srila Prabhupada put it in a nice way, that, oh, internal potency of the Lord, oh Radharani. Hare means that internal potency of the Lord. Hare Radharani, please engage me in your service. Oh Supreme Lord, oh Rama, oh Supreme Enjoyer, oh Hare, please engage me in your service. That's Srila Prabhupada says that this chanting must be like a baby crying, like a crying baby, like how baby cries. That should be that genuine. Cry for the Lord. Cry for the Lord. That please engage me in your service. And this is Srila Prabhupada's definition of chanting of the holy name. Not anything else. Not anything else. Oh, I can get this, I can get this. I can get this, home, I can this car, I can get this beautiful things, I can enjoy this world. That's our intention anyway. Enjoyment, right? But we don't have this intention. Oh, energy, oh, internal potency of the Lord. I'm crying that, oh Lord, oh Rama, oh Supreme Enjoyer, oh Supreme Lord, please engage me in your service, like crying a baby to his mother. Then Lord will definitely respond like mother responding to his child. This is what Srila Prabhupada says. So beautiful. Then the mother, the Lord, and the Radharani respond, the Supreme Mother. and everything will be easy then. Everything will be cleared out. We would be get up in the morning, would chant, would listen, we would hear, we would sincerely do our service. We'll talk about Krishna, we'll speak about Krishna, we'll do so many things, we'll cry for Krishna. And if we don't have an opportunity, that's deadlier than it's like we should feel that it's like thousands of knife getting into our heart. And if we don't have an opportunity to serve the Supreme, because that kills you. That's the real suffering. That should be the real suffering, not this material suffering. The suffering means that if we don't have the opportunity to serve the Supreme and the devotee, that's our real suffering. That's what is the gopi, each the inhabitants, each devotee is feeling for Krishna. Vipralamba, that feeling of separation, feeling of separation from the service, also the Vipralamba. Not that just feeling of separation. Why the feeling of separation? Because of I don't have opportunity to serve the Lord. That's a real Vipralamba path. Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let's conclude then today's session. Hare Krishna. So let's pay our obeisance to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. Vancha kalpatarubhasya krupā sindhubhyev cha patidanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Andhra Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda Kodi Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Gaura Premanande Hari. Yes, thank you so much. It's made so wonderful. And when devotees are there. And today is Ekadashi. So if any time permits, please read or chant or before you sleep, or so that it's way so nice. Okay, so let's Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.